Hey everyone, Felix from Nintendo Life here, and today I'm here to talk about my most anticipated game coming to the Nintendo Switch next year, 2026. Now for a long while, Hollow Knight Silksong has been my most anticipated game coming out to the Switch, but it now has a release date, and in under a week at the time of this recording, it's coming out, so I'm really stoked for that. But I kind of wanted to make this video to share a really cool experience I had meeting the developers of this game that I'm really excited for, and also just share some spotlight to the game in case that you don't know about it, because it's really cool. So exactly a year ago, I took a flight all the way to the United States of America for the very first time, and I was going to PAX West 2024. Now, I was mainly there to actually try out Super Mario Party Jamboree. That's crazy that it's only a year ago that it wasn't even out. And also Zelda Echoes of Wisdom. And this was also early access. There was demos at the PAX floor, but we got to go hands-on behind closed doors. And it was really a cool experience. I also got to meet some really cool people in the gaming industry, people who've made some really cool games like Billy Basso, who made Animal Well. And I also got to do an interview with the creator of Stardew Valley. I'll leave a link down to that in the description below. But the story today is about how I met two of the people who worked on a really special game that at the time, well, when I got told, hey, Felix, there's these two people who are making a game, they really want to meet with you, I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, a lot of people reach out to us on mail when we sign up to these events and say, hey, come out, check this indie game. There's so many games getting released, and of course, not all of them are worth our time, unfortunately. I got to go to this indie event, one of the first days at PAX West, where there was tons of different indie games and some better than others. Sometimes you strike gold, and one of the people there actually did. It's called Mouthwashing. If you've heard of it, it became a really big thing. But at the time, well, no one really knew about it. I didn't even try out the game because there were so many games, and well, horror isn't really that appealing to me. But yeah, a person, it was a contact from Sion, had reached out to me and said, hey, these two people really want to meet up and show you this game that is coming to Nintendo Switch later down the line. I thought, hey, what's the worst that can happen? And decided to give the go-ahead and let's meet these two people working on this game. So we meet at this hall in PAX West, and we decide to go down to a cafe. They seem like really nice people. And we start talking about what games they've worked on. Now, one of the people is called Isa, was the programmer, and she's not worked on a video game before. But Pedro kind of bombshell drops that, hey, I was the pixel artist on Celeste. So already there, I was like, whoa, okay. I'm honored that you want to meet with me and show off your game. That's really cool. We start talking about how I'm a big fan of Towerfall, which is another game Pedro also made the pixel art for. And this is a game where you're kind of shooting it out against your friends. One of the best games to play in local co-op. Well, it's not co-op. You're trying to kill each other, but it's really great fun. So I'm kind of starstruck as we sit down at the cafe, and I don't remember what I got at the time. Maybe a root beer, because, well, I love root beer, or it was just a hot chocolate. At the time, I didn't drink coffee. They open up their laptop and are about to show me the game, and a person walks by and kind of want to, they seem like they know each other, but they say, hey, we're kind of in the middle of something, we'll catch you later, and he walks out of the cafe. I ask, who is that? Oh, that's the guy who made Stanley Parable. Oh, well, it was a cool day, to say the least. They tell me that they've been good friends, and they've also entered game jams. They made this little game jam game in 72 hours called Neo City Express, which I'll also leave a link to a write-up of that game down in the description below. But if you just want to hear the quick basic of it, it's a game where you're driving and also writing on the keyboard. So you're texting and driving. Not the best thing to advocate for or anything, but they showed me the game and it seemed really cool. But anyway, they're finally ready to show me the game, and they tell me that this Isa has written the engine herself. She has worked at Microsoft and is really a coding pro. They're moving stuff around in the engine for me. It's really cool stuff, and it has this really cool purple color palette. Now, this game is called Neverway, and you will probably have seen it by now because it was in the most recent Indie World. But at the time, we didn't know anything about it, and I was kind of, figuring out what is this game. So I'll tell you now what this game is, as they told me. This is a farming game, kind of similar to stuff like Stardew Valley, but it has horror elements. It's a really cool combination. They said that they took inspiration from Undertale and Mother 3. We kind of bonded on that because I'd recently played Mother 3. And you play as Fiona, who, makes a deal with the Death God of all things. You're kind of tending to this farm, you're interacting with the different villagers. It's all really, really cool stuff. But what I liked most about the game was just its vibe. It's, well, as you can see, visual art style. It's music made by Disasterpeace, who's made music to games like Fez, which the songs that you've been hearing in this video are from that game. As I said before, I don't really like horror games, but this one just really, really intrigued me. I wanted to see what this world had to explore, and I just wanted to try it out. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't at the time. They kind of just wanted to let me know, hey, this game is coming to Nintendo Switch. We just want you to be aware of it. And I walked away from this being really, really impressed just by the look of it, by the concept. Now, at the time, I hadn't listened to any of Disasterpeace's tracks, but one day when I was doing pixel art, I was trying to learn pixel art actually because I met Pedro, and he has like this website, which I'll also leave a link to down in the description, with pixel art tutorials. I also has since, I'm friends with Pedro on Discord, and I kind of just messaged him. I think I was just like, hey, you kind of inspired me to try this out, and it was really cool. And I was listening to Disasterpeace while doing this with my girlfriend. It's a really nice memory I have. So yeah, pixel art is really cool. I'm really not that good at pixel art, but it's a fun thing to try out here and there. And if you're looking to get into it, well, I can definitely recommend Pedro's tutorials. They're really top-notch stuff. So a couple of months go by where I don't really hear anything about the game. It's, I just assume everything is going nicely. I told people back at the office, well, just on Slack, that, yeah, just be on the lookout for that. So imagine my surprise as I see Pedro and Isa right there on the screen talking about the up-and-coming game in the recent indie world. They were talking Portuguese because they're from Brazil. And yeah, it was just really a kind of, it's not very often that you see people that you've met in real life in an indie, like just on the Nintendo YouTube channel. And if you're interested in this game, well, there's a Steam page. You can learn more about it. Also, a link down to that in the description below. Plus, there's also a Japanese trailer to this because the Japanese indie world had a different trailer, which was really cool. It's has a bit more storytelling and stuff like that. It's in Japanese, so I didn't really understand much. But since I'm so excited for this game, I just thought it was cool to see more of the game. So I can definitely recommend that if you're looking forward to this. But anyway, that was my little story time of how I met the developers of Neverway. I'm extremely excited to try out this game after having seen more gameplay and just having read all the updates that they have on the Steam page. Yeah, I just can't wait to try this out when it eventually comes out. But that was how I met the developers of my most anticipated Switch game of 2026, Neverway. I hope that some of you who did not know about the game are now just as excited as I am about this upcoming release. Stay safe, and we'll see you in the next one. Felix from Nintendo Life, out.